So, it's unfortunate that we see how things have turned, and it is because, sometimes when situations start changing, instead of nipping it in the bud, we allow it until it festers and then becomes a monster, then it becomes dangerous. But like I said, the security challenges we're facing in Nigeria is not a military challenge or security, it's a Nigerian challenge. It started from a social thing and then, over time. And it's affecting everybody, directly or indirectly. So, and that's why we want to appeal everywhere we have the opportunity for Nigerians to understand that this is a Nigerian. If it fails, if the military fails, Nigeria is failing. It's not the military. Nigeria is failing. And so most times you sit down and you hear people say, when a soldier dies, that's when people celebrate it. And you wonder, these are people standing on so that the country can move forward, so that people can sleep. So that's why it's important for us to look at what is going on. It's a Nigerian project. All Nigerians must come together. Everybody has a role to play in supporting the security forces in achieving, their mandate of securing the country. And I think that's very important. So these are issues that we really, really need to look at. And that's why I said security is everybody's responsibility. Because the security forces are just how many? They can't be everywhere. So everybody has a role to do. You see something going wrong, you report. You have done your own bit. And that's why it's important that we need to do that. And from primary school, we need to bring out these issues so that our children will grow up with this security mindset. That's what is lacking in Nigeria. We don't have it. People feel it's not their business. It's supposed to be for the police. It's supposed to be for... No, it's everybody. You go to areas like us, when we operate in an area, we try to make sure that, firstly, the community understands that we're there for them. We're not enemies. We're friends to protect them. And then we need their support. If they have issues with water, if we have ways of creating water, we do that. Hospitals, we have, military, everywhere we deploy, we have our medical centers. So that is also available to them. Sometimes schools, when we have schools, they don't have enough teachers. We have, within us, we have, the military is such a way that you have almost every profession you have in the civil, you have in the military. So we have people that will just go in and start teaching. So we do a lot. And then for the government is the issue of fairness, justice, equity. Infrastructure. What we see mostly when we operate in the bushes, a guy was theater commander in Maiduguri. I took over in 2021 later. I spent 19 months as theater commander. So most times when you go to these villages, you wonder there is no sign of governance.
None.
None. Some communities you go to, you wonder where they have been to. So you see, it's easier for these guys to be influenced by others, coming to tell them, look, the government is far off. We are here. We can do this for you. We can provide food. We can provide medical. We can provide. So why do you need government? So these are the areas. And so the non-kinetic is these other efforts that you put in. When people feel comfortable where they are, they have good hospitals, they have good schools, roads. They feel the government cares for them. And so they're ready to put in everything to protect these things. But when these things are missing, how do you convince them? So it becomes a major challenge. And those are areas that we say the military solution to insecurity is 20-25%. We just provide the enabling environment. If those other aspects are not in place, it's a problem. We'll keep on running in cycles. Because they say a hungry man is an angry man. If you tell the man, keep the peace, yes, he's keeping the peace. He doesn't have food to eat. His kids are crying. His wife is sick or she's giving birth. He has nothing to do. For every human being, survival is the first thing. So he might want to do other things just to make sure that he survives. His children won't die. His wife won't die. So these are issues that's why I said that it's a whole of society approach to the insecurity we're going through. So everybody has a role to play.
And as you engage these communities and you talk to them, have you been able to convince them to support you? Do you have people giving you information?
Very well. Very, very well. Extremely. You see, what they want to see is that sense of sincerity in you. That you're committed, you're there for them, you're not lying, you're there to deceive them. You hear most times people give information and they say, look, you give information and they tell the criminal this was the person who talked. So you see, nobody wants to do that. So you need to really develop that aspect for them to understand that you are there for them and you need them to support you. In Maiduguri, for example, I've had situations where at midnight, 2-3 a.m., a villager will follow the movement of Boko Haram. He will climb a tree with a small phone. He will call us and say, sir, I've seen them in 2 gun trucks that this location, that 2, 3 a.m. He'll be communicating. Just to see. And one thing they love is that, yes, immediately he gives this information, he's seen action being taken. It's either patrols are coming, or he sees an aircraft flying, or something. He feels he has contributed to the safety of his community.
With pride.
With pride. And he is not asking for anything. The only thing we do, give him a recharge card. That's all he will ask you for. And probably he has not eaten for 2 days.
And those communities